I know, but we're trying to stream those still.
I need to figure out what we're doing with those cams. I put in, as you saw in the message, in the things, I sent messages in. So hopefully somebody will come back and tell me, oh, here's exactly what we're doing. And all you need to do is, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can do it too.
Yeah, I hope you find that. Collaborate with Jesse, because Jesse's been researching it too and has found some information. All I've heard is appear in zoom.us, but I don't know. We'll work it out between sessions sometime. We got good enough to do for today, I think. So basically, Lex is going to stream it on the Gold Public on Twitch. And Silk, you can also stream if you want. You can host it if you want. Or just leave it off of your stream if you prefer that. But I would say let's go back to trying Roll20 cams. Does anybody have theirs on?
Mine's on.
I can turn mine on.
Yeah, turn on. I'm on. I don't see Jesse yet, but I'm going to give it time to connect.
I don't see anybody's cam on.
No,
Me
I
either.
turned them on for last week when we trying all the other crap.
So
I
if
see
anybody...
gold behind his mask,
Okay, good.
but I don't see anybody else on cam.
All right, let me know if I need to hit reconnect. I can hit reconnect. I will hit reconnect now if most people have got their cams on. Lex, have you got yours on?
I see Silk.
Oh, there's Koo. I better not hit reconnect. Silk's cam just came through. Am I backwards, Jesse?
I see nothing
Your
on.
text is backwards.
All right, I'll fix that.
And there's Chris.
That's so weird because I have to make it look backwards on my end for it to be right side forward for you guys. Can you believe that? How weird is that? How about that, Jesse?
That's correct.
That's weird. That makes it backwards on my screen. I guess Roll20 must have a mirroring thing turned on.
They must. Oh wait, I need to do something else. Duh.
Okay,
Right.
I've got Chris and Silk on cams. I'm still lacking Jesse and Lex, but I think they're both turned on. It's just taking its time connecting. I'm setting up some monsters in the background while we're doing that anyway. I'm sure Solid will be along shortly. Eric's not coming today. If anybody sees Paul come online, we can invite Paul to come over here and jump in. Or if you guys happen to notice anybody else jump into Discord that's cool, we can invite him to hang out with us. But we've got enough people to start the game as it is already, so good.
Screw those other guys.
I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah, no, seriously, there's a lot of ways to. I mean, I could play the game with any really two people. We need to work a lot on group dynamics and stuff, reasons why people are even friends with each other and motives. People have their own personal backstories, but they're not that intermingled or interlocked yet. So I feel like any set of 2 or 3 people that are here and can be either RP around the campfire or go a little bit more in depth into your background or your skills or your reasons for being in the city or things you want to be doing in your downtime in the city or things that you're doing to make money, like maybe some kind of a job, sort of just how you're getting by in the city. Yeah, I'm gonna find that out from each player. But I'm not in a hurry here. We'll get cams. We'll work on cams and audio for a second and make sure everybody's tapped in. We'll get Lex. I think we'll get Lex going on the stream. I sent the stream link out in Discord. So Silk, you can follow me back on there if you want to. If you don't already.
I see your stream. I see you streaming.
Chris, do you have a Twitch account?
Yep.
Turn us on in the background and mute us or something. Take a look at it. Follow, subscribe.
You can't subscribe because you're not an affiliate yet, but you can follow.
All right, what's the process? I have to have a regular schedule and a certain amount of viewers or something?
Yeah, you need, the regular schedule is not so regular. You just need to do 30 hours uniquely in a month. So that's pretty straightforward. But it's the concurrent viewers. You need to get 3 concurrent viewers for this duration of a month. So over the average.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that hard. I mean, it's tricky when you first get started streaming to get 5 people coming regularly.
Mm.
But then you can get subscriptions and then you can have all the rest of the you're a real streamer kind of thing. And becoming a partner requires an average of 75 viewers, where it goes from 5 to 75. It's a big hurdle.
I am a YouTube partner, so that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
YouTube has a gaming stream thing too that's a competitor of Twitch, but I've never tried it. But
I have not tried it either.
We're going to try to build up my Twitch channel. So we're going to go for 5 average viewers. We'll start with a small. So we have 7 people on it right now, it says.
Yeah, we should easily hit that if I can get the host working. So
that would be fantastic. I'm sure that would bring people over if you can do that. Fantastic. That's a great idea.
Dashboard.
Okay. Lex, you know about those 3 temples? Because those might come up today. Okay. Ku, you know about something that you wrote in it's a handout called Notes Silk. You've got a few notes in there. Is that pretty much accurate stuff? So I checked everybody's notes and character sheets over the past week. I was taking kind of a look at everybody. There's something called handout notes that just has a small biographical bit about Ku, and I was just wanting to see if that was accurate.
It should be accurate offhand. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to get the
it's about some jewelry you're wearing and things like that. Just a little bit about your heritage. I mean, I actually wrote something in chat. I was wondering if you could kind of elaborate a little bit more on before I because I'm trying to weave everybody's characters into the larger stories of the adventure. So before I get ahead of myself there, I don't want anything to conflict with your own pre-existing ideas. So given that your character is a deposed king, how would you recover your throne if that was one of your goals?
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold on while I set up my technical stuff and get you hosted. Yeah, you're not quite
no
understanding
RP questions. No RP stuff. Okay, gotcha. That's fine. I'm doing some monster stuff too at the same time. Lex, you know those 3 temples? Those might come up today.
Where am I? I need to.
What's the names of the gods in the 3 of them? Do we have those yet? Yeah, I need to see. They are the Egyptian ones for sure. I mean, we can add others too, but out of the Egyptian ones, which ones do we like the best? Let's see. I have lots of them. Let's see. I have Set, Isis, Horus, Bast, Anubis, Sphinx, and a few others. Oh, Thoth. That's another one too, isn't it? Is that how you say that one? Thoth. Well, I'm saying these are ones that I've got semi set up at the present moment. I'm working on them anyway. So I might put priests of a couple of those in a couple of those temples, especially if we get there today. All right, Jesse. Just let us know when you're back around. It's a casual start, but we're definitely going to have some adventuring today. I've been working on getting some stuff set up. This thing has tons of maps, working on integrating you guys' characters deeper into the world fabric. I know a lot more about the world than I did last week. Now that the tokens are really set up, and I did a little work on those in between also, now that the tokens are set up nicely, I won't be finagling with near as much technical stuff while we go. And I'm also going to chill back on the whole streaming thing and everything. Lex has the streaming under control, and we're not going to have to worry about cams too much. So way less technical glitches to worry about this week, and hopefully more RP. That said, it's definitely a very sandboxy day. If people know the difference between a sandbox and a railroad, I've got adventures planned for when you guys are around 5th level.
The same?
No, they're the opposite. I mean, they can go together, but is that a sarcastic comment, Chris, or a serious inquiry?
Completely serious.
God damn. I can't freaking tell. What's your goal, Lex? Oh, rob them. Yeah. I was hoping you would go through all the rooms, and if that occurs today, that may take a large portion of the session right there. But then after that, I'm hoping that you guys have reasons to go on into the city. So are you at least tapped in where you can hear me? So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You remember last week when Silk, you guys came to an intersection and Ku was like, "What's off to the west that way?"
Yes.
Okay. Well, I now have the map to the west filled out. So if you did go to the west, you can go to the west. That's fine. If you go to the east, you can go to the east. That's fine. I have them both mapped out now. So I'm excited about that. To the east is a huge city, and I'm thinking you guys might be going into the city. But I don't really know what your motives for going in there are. It would be kind of maybe to explore, or like
Aren't we in a city at the moment?
Yeah, you're kind of on the outskirts of it. You're in this little it would be like a suburb or a town called Conway. Like the town out on the highway, like on the way into town, like the place with all the gas stations and stuff, like the depot, the Podunk Junction. Yeah, you're at the Podunk Junction right now, in an inn out there, and Lex is going around doing thieving activities in the rooms. So it's pretty exciting. All right.
So it looks like I have my host set up, so I can do my thing. So do you want to RP that thing again? Talk to me. Give me your setup again. I'll do it.
In other words, you're technically online, and now you are ready to talk about your character.
Sure, we can say it like that. That makes a lot of sense.
All right, Lex, are you ready? I'll do an intro of the stream. We'll start the stream right now. Okay, everybody. Hi, I'm Gold. This is going to be the start of Campaign Gold on Roll20, playing Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to play every week, and we're going to try to stream it live. My Twitch channel is Gold Public on Twitch TV. Colonel Bruce on YouTube, COLBRUCE. We're co-hosting on some of our other players' Twitch streams also. Silk, are we up on your channel?
Yep, we are running on Rainbow Silks on Twitch, as well as wherever the heck we are running with you on YouTube as well. Yeah, good times.
Check us out there and everywhere. We would love to have some subscribers. We're just getting started. This is going to be a 2,000 years long campaign. We're doing a Prelude adventure with the ancestor characters that set 1,000 years before an apocalyptic event. Then there will be some kind of a desertification and the world changes, and 1,000 years later, a new set of heroes will come out, and they'll be able to call upon the ancestors for certain powers. So we're playing the background with the ancestral characters right now in a sort of a more technologically advanced, yet also more primitive 1,000 years before, as the desertification is just starting to set in. We're kind of on a continent that's kind of like Australia, and in the middle of it is desertified, and we're in a city up on the northern coast, kind of like an Alexandria, Egypt type of location. The party right now has a cabin outside of the city that they're being hosted at by a game master, and they're trying to afford enough just sort of upkeep to get by in this bustling big city, and sort of find their way around and make relationships there. They've met one another, and so there are now 6 PCs together and 1 bard who is sort of tagging along, DM PC, played by myself, who's recounting the adventures and tales of our merry band. So the question for King Ku, one of our PCs, is this is one of the characters with a deep background that's going to be interwoven into the story of the campaign. So we have a deposed king who's an islander. He's from some islands north, kind of out in the Indianos Ocean to the north of the town that we're in, the town that's similar to an Alexandria kind of vibe, but it is called Hirokote. So some 100 miles to 300 miles north of Hirokote, there's a series of small islands, and from there comes a canoeing king who was deposed of his throne. He can be called Ku, or King Ku, or the deposed King Ku. And my question, to elaborate upon your background, Ku, and flesh it out a little bit for me to understand it as I weave it into the political story of the game here. As far as you know, what would it take for your character to retake your rightful throne in the islands? Would you have to gather a party of adventurers and form an army to execute a reverse coup or an assassination? Or is there a special item that you have to get and magically fuse together to be your signet ring? Or would there be some kind of an honor fight that you have to go back and challenge whoever the current leader is and take them down in a mano a mano fight?
Well, as it turns out, I do have the symbols of authority, which are the 7 black pearls on the necklace and the ring. So I do have the items already. And I don't know about an army, but I would need a group of stalwart or adventuring sorts to help me redepose. I'm not entirely sure. Restore my rightful place to the throne. So yeah, we would probably have to go in and put paid to the bad guys some, because they were usurpers. Everything was going fine in the kingdom. They just wanted some changes, and I was just apparently too slow to bring the change to them. Whatever. So.
Plus, you're only first level, so it's tough to
Yeah.
hold down the throne when you're first level.
I mean, there's that. I came to the throne late in life.
So, how are they able to rule without the pearls?
Through force of arms. They just keep the populace cowed and imprisoned on their islands. They are using Yuan-Ti magic, those lizard people from the jungles of the deep continent. So they're using foreign magical forms to control the populace. Importing their own deities and usurping the place of not just myself. No. If it were just me, it'd be fine. But also my volcano gods. And that will not stand.
Oh, that's awesome. You've got your own pantheon with volcano gods. That sounds really cool for this world.
Yeah, it's similar to the Polynesian myths.
Very fitting. Very, very cool. Can't wait to hear more about that and weave that into it all. Good. Okay, well, that's going to come up in today's session. Now, okay, sometimes I have a little trouble parsing between you guys being sarcastic or real action. So I do go back and read through the chat. I love it when plenty goes on in the chat. Sometimes there's a side game going on in the text chat that it's like a double game at the same time. And if I miss anything important there, be sure to give me verbally a heads up to notice it. But I do go back and read it between sessions, and I laughed about last week. So Ku came into the bar into the Empty Mug Tavern and Inn last week and declared something about all I can say is it had to do with leather.
What?
It had to do with yeah.
I'm not entirely certain I recall this conversation.
All right, I'll find the quote. I saved it actually over here. Ku said last week this quote: "I feel like I should find the owner of this fetish brothel and see if we can work out a deal. I enjoy leather."
I mean, it's true. It's a good armor for a island chieftain to wear because it's not made of metal, so it's not likely to drown me.
Indeed. All right. All right. Well, someone at the bar has inquired with you about that and offered that for one of such great might as yourself that perhaps you would like some special treatment with a leather +1.
I require no special treatment, kind proprietor. However, any donations which you wish to make to the Restoration of the Throne campaign, I would be more than grateful to have. So thank you kindly for your efforts on my behalf.
All right. He says, so I would be basically like one of your founding donors if I did in the campaign, like I would be in on the ground floor of this.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say a founding donor. I mean, there's people who have, in fact, donated prior to you, but you'd be like one of the second-tier donors.
Okay. Would this, entitle me to consideration for a position in your administration?
Yes, it would entitle you to considerable remuneration and reward within my administration, were we to recapture my throne.
All right. Do not forget the name of Devin Ironbeard as a contributor to your campaign, as he gives you 25 gold pieces and shakes your hand.
Thank you, Devin. I shall not forget your name. It is etched upon my memory in the same way that the waves have carved the very islands from the living rock.
A lovely soliloquy, my rightful ruler and elected chosen.
Yes, all of those things are fantastic. I enjoy new appellations as much as anyone else.
Okay, he kind of bows. You notice he's a dwarf, by the way, and he kind of bows and tips his hat. He looks a little bit drunken. He kind of tips his hat and he says, "I'll be going then, but will I be able to find you maybe in the city sometime later?"
I like to keep a low profile, as you can imagine, so it is difficult sometimes to find me in the city, but I am here. I have little plans to go anywhere else for the moment.
All right, let me hold on one second. Devin Ironbeard. I'm making a note here of who we got. Devin Ironbeard. Let me fix this. Devin Ironbeard. Okay. He kind of looks like this. And he kind of gives you like he's backing away from you slowly and kind of like bowing to you, and then he turns on his heel and heads out the front door of the place. You're here with your party, and what do you guys generally? You have enough at least small coinage that the proprietor Grayson is happy to serve you guys like a meal. Someone just deleted themselves, I think. Oh, well, undelete yourself. Hit Z. Hit Control Z. Edit undo. Put that one back. I'm going to delete the one that's in the hallway and let you move that one over into the hallway because I redid it without the. I changed some things on the tokens. Sure, you can hit Command Z or Control Z or something. Nope. Okay. Hold on. Let me recover your token. Let me see. Well, I'll just copy this one and change things back that I changed on it. I just made a few changes on them over the course of the week to improve them. Here we go. I'm turning the auras off because they were too distracting. They're taking away too much of the view of the map. I tested it and it looks a lot more pure without the aura. And then I also decided the names. Check out the names. See, I can flip those on and off for you guys. There's names off. Here's names on. See that?
Yeah. Names on is good.
Names on is good, but it makes it more, it crowds up the map. I like names
true.
off.
Yeah, but if you're watching from the stream, right? If you just pop in while we're talking and you pop in to glance at the map and figure out what's going on, no clue who's who.
Yep. Okay. Well, we can have them on some of the time and off some of the time. How about that? I'll turn them on for right now on that advice, on stream-based advice. But at some point, I like them off because I think it declutters the map a lot and looks very nice. Makes the map look better. Okay, Jesse's back. All right. Lex, as much as you can background yourself, you can roll rolls and then interject to let me know to open rooms for you. And we'll figure out what happens in each room. Other than that, the rest of you are around a table here. I do wish Solid was here to kind of talk up the eating and drinking. He usually does. But
where's the dwarf?
Yeah, hopefully he's coming. There's a dog on the table in the graphics, at least. So, Ku, you're here. Greek Enchanter Adrian, you're here. Hedrig Solid, the dwarf, is there sitting at the table eating and drinking, but as soon as Solid gets here, he'll play him. There's a bard off to the side playing a lute and writing verses of the story of your band. There's a dog on the table. There's a lizard man warming himself by the fire. That's Eric's character, and Eric can't come to the session until the end today, so we're leaving him off to the side. And you don't know where your fox lady's gone. She's your kitsune. She's disappeared into it somewhere around the building. So there you guys are. Fill me in a little bit on exactly what your atmosphere is there as you're sort of eating or drinking at the table. Are you guys playing cards, telling stories? Yep.
As an older, distinguished kind of gentlemanly sort, I will not be playing the base card games of my younger companions, though I will enjoy their revelry and merriment in that third-hand sort of way. I have to be really careful with this new gold. I mean, not the gold. I don't have any gold, so I don't have any money to play cards.
You just got 25 GP.
No, I have no money, so I don't have any money to play cards. If someone could spot me a few gold to maybe give me a starting stake, I would play cards then.
Wow, a beggar king.
I'm not a king, really. I'm a king without a throne. It's just a beggar.
I'd just be under the table, kind of listening and what's around, and keep an eye on, look out for Lex as he does his thing that he normally always does, or she always does.
Okay. What scores did you go good on your dog? I mean, does he have a good perception? Because I would think he does, or am I just misguided on that?
Perception's 18.
Yeah. Okay. Make a perception check.
Dog sniffs.
You notice that a guy who was earlier talking to Solid's dwarf at the bar and had been doing some drinking, that he recently went over and talked to Ku, and then he kind of shuffled out of the building with you giving him a bit of a growl from under the table as he backed his way out. So here he is on map. I'm going to kind of demonstrate his movement. So he kind of came over here like this. Can you see him? And then he kind of backed his way out. So I'm just walking him out. So you saw that happen from under the table there.
I didn't think anything of it.
Okay. For some reason, your doggy instincts was enough that you gave him a growl. All right. Cool. All right, Lex, have you unlocked anything? Let me open that room for you. This room is appears to be rented out, and the occupant is not present. All right, it's locked.
Ooh.
$43. What's your percent on that? That's a tough call. 43 is in the midst. I'm probably a fail, but yeah, you've also got the word breath misspelled in that macro. Fix that one up. Okay, your thing says you take a beath. That's probably why you didn't open it, because you took a beath instead of a breath.
You found a cat picking a lock gif. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that is super cool. I love that. So as you try to open the lock, instead you set up off a small needle trap that pricks you in the hand for 1 point of damage.
Needle trap on a footlocker.
Nearly killed the thief. Hold on. You can roll a 1 for hit points. I mean, it's possible.
You could. I give max hit points at first level, so.
Yeah, well, let's see. Which took to be a 3.
Lex, there was a hit point discrepancy on your token also. Are you supposed to have 6 or 8?
The green, what is the green bar? The green circle is our armor class.
No, green. Leave it as just a 1 for now. It's essentially nothing. I've got a real good idea of brewing on it, but I haven't fully implemented it yet. So
All right, gotcha.
for now, green is basically unused.
So
Red,
hit
yes,
and
blue
red
should
is
be hit
AC.
points.
Okay.
Blue should be hit points. Blue should be current hit points. I don't want the bars this time around. We used the bars last time, but I'm over the bars. I don't like the hit point bars. So
You don't like the bars?
no, I don't like the bars.
It's an easy way to tell what your compatriots are at, though.
Well, I made a new easy way.
What's that?
Click on your token, Jesse,
Yeah.
and click the hit point report, HP report. All right, not that one. That one is a different one that we had that's not implemented yet. We'll get back to that
There
one
it
later.
is.
Try again. That one. There we go.
Mhm.
All right. You're at 6 hit points. You need 0 healing, and you're at maximum readiness of 6 hit points.
How did you do that?
All right. So every character has that. You can click your token and click on a macro at the top of the screen called HP report. Okay, so granted, you
see.
can't tell at a quick glance, like Jesse's saying, but then, in life or in the game or whatever, you can't really tell someone's hits at a quick glance either, but you can ask them and they'll throw that into chat. Declutters the map to not have them, and I think makes it look a lot better. I like it without.
Right.
There's gonna be another on-map indicator, Jesse and everyone. When people get below a certain number of hit points, it's gonna automatically trigger a red dot on your token, and whenever the red dot's on your token, you start bleeding profusely all over the map. So if you want to start yourself bleeding, just turn on the red dot. But there's going to be a script that will automatically turn it on when you get low on hit points, but it's kind of useless when you're only first level. It's going to really come into play when you're second level and above, because right now people are low on hit points when they're at max. But in the future, this will come on when you're like below 10, so you'll know if you're within 1 hit of dying. Okay, Lex, you want to continue searching the room?
Yeah, I will give that another go, because if it's got a trap on it, it must have something good in it. So she supposes.
I think, I don't know what the rules are on that, but I guess I'm going to say you've got to, your fail on that lock means that you've failed that lock for the time being.
Okay.
You'll have to come back to that one later. So you can use this roll on another item, another type of check.
Is anything else locked in the room?
No.
I guess I just go through the drawers, see what's in there, go through all the,
right.
sort of the cupboards and stuff, and under the bed and under the pillars.
All right. You managed to obtain a few ordinary items like a belt, some boots, some socks, if you wanted those things. When I say obtain, I mean you came across, found. There's also 20 gold pieces worth of coins. Do you steal them?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you can add 20 gold pieces to your loot, and you can carry on to another room. Do you want to save that 17 for the next lockpick that you do?
I guess I'll save it for the next door when I get to the next room.
So now, don't forget you have find, remove traps and stuff too. So, instead of trying a second lockpick on that chest, you could have said that was a remove traps roll if you wanted to.
Yeah, I know. She's very young though. She's only 15, so she's not savvy yet as to the dangers that might be surrounding her. So I guess the next time a trap goes off, she might start thinking, should probably start getting rid of those.
So can you guys can people not hear your mic, Lex, on the stream?
Before, but they can hear it now. It's just I had
cool.
I had the audio set to something different.
Oh, so we're rocking the stream now. All right.
Should be okay.
So, is it possible for your camera to stream separately from the one in the Roll20?
It depends on how you do it. The
Yeah.
Roll20 webcam capture device is exclusive, so if it's working, nothing else can use your webcam. And
Yeah.
that basically works for every other webcam application. It's the same way.
Even if you use like a virtual, isn't there like a I know you have a virtual audio splitter. There's a virtual video splitter too, right?
I don't know the answer to that question. I'm sure that there is, and I do use a virtual audio cable because my mic is connected with USB. I'm sure that there is.
Yeah, I don't know the answer.
use
We
a
don't have
virtual-
to spend too much, thought cycles on that right now, I guess.
No worries. Just came up. Just flipped over to check out how the stream was doing while we were going. Okay. So people, Jesse, you could stop bleeding everywhere.
I like bleeding. It's practice for life.
Bleed to indicate when
Dead.
you characters your cleric to help you out.
I thought that X was to like remove the bleeding.
It
I
does.
guess
You stop
technically
bleeding.
it does, yeah.
Funny. That's the death X, actually.
Yeah, I'll for whatever amount of time it takes for me to do the room, I'll move over to the next one. So my next action will be getting this door open.
Okay. Are you going to use a 17 that you already rolled, or are you going to roll again?
I'm not going to risk it. I think I like the 17.
Okay. The 17 allows you to unlock the door, and you can see that this room has been recently occupied, but the resident of the room is not here right now. There you go. I've opened it up for you. You can see someone slept in here last night, and the room hasn't been made back up yet.
Okay, I'll search around and see if there's anything stashed anywhere.
All right.
She's
What sort of
speaking.
abilities do you want to use? You can use more than one here if you want. Things you can do are, you can search for concealed and secret doors and trap doors. You can climb walls, find traps, unlock things, perception checks, intelligence checks.
I'll
any
I'll
kind
do a
of-
perception check to see if anyone's
Oh,
like
really?
see if I get the vibe of the room, see if anyone's hidden stuff
All
around
right.
in there.
All right. Yep. You figure out that with a successful perception check, you figure out that some kind of a dwarf has been staying in this room.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty, filthy dwarf or relatively clean dwarf?
Yeah, probably one that
Thought there was only one type of dwarf.
one that drools in their sleep and such. You find yellow, beery drool stains
Ew.
Pretty
on the pillows.
standard for a dwarf, really.
I guess inns don't have like dwarf-sized beds and people-sized beds and halfling-sized beds and.
Oh my god, dwarves are people.
Oh yeah, some absolutely
I'm
do. I mean, there's
sorry.
halfling and dwarf sections of towns that have facilities that are sized to them, and then there's
Beds.
multicultural places that have both. So yeah, this place probably has both, but yeah, my graphics might not be specific enough to show that. But yeah, this room
Just a
is
random thought, I
definitely
was
used by a
curious.
dwarf. It's a legit thought. Yeah, no, halflings have their own places, but they can also go to public places that are made for everyone. So yeah, like in this world, like the lunch counter is going to have some booster seats because halflings exist in the world and they get to go to the public places too. But yeah, they do have a halfling town area with much smaller buildings and homes in it, and a shire type area also. Anyway, Lex, I don't see where you went. Oh, you went to another room. Okay.
Yeah, he went down.
Lex, do you want to just sort of you find the room locked again? In fact, you find every one of these darkened rooms locked. They kind of automatically lock on the way out.
That's fair enough, I guess.
I'm looking to see if there's any exception, but there's 8 more rooms on the other wing of the building, and there's approximately 4 more on this wing that you haven't hit yet.
Yep, she'll give this door a go.
So I'm going to make sure I hit everybody else outside. Chris's dog Havarti is lurking under the table and noticed a person go from the bar talking with Solids Hedrig over and talked with Ku, gave a campaign donation, shook hands, and backed away slowly out of the building. Hedrig just has his face in a mug of ale until Solid shows up to say otherwise. The bard, the gold, just he just barely lifts the brim of his cap there. And he looks kind of with a little scowling eye around at the party, and he really says nothing to interject. You can just tell he's taking notes about you guys, and not in a critical way. He's sort of recounting your escapades to the most glorious of his abilities. So just now he's writing things like, "And the dwarf heartily ate the bratwurst at the Empty Mug Inn."
Wait, so this guy just showed up?
He was with you guys last week. He was there last week too, or the first week. I don't know if it was last week. It was the first week he was.
Okay, what? Is he a dwarf?
No, he's not a dwarf. No.
Oh, what's his species?
Let's check him out. He is a human bard.
Human? Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I already like
pretty
him.
friendly.
Humans are pretty friendly sorts.
He's basically, the skill that he's offered to the party is he spoke to you very very D&D-ishly, and he said, I can see you all are forming a party, and I would like to sign up for the role of documenting your adventurers with meaning and inspiring song, which may occasionally give you extra bluster in battle and
Are
extra
you skilled
protection.
at vicious mockery?
No,
Sorry.
I'm not skilled at any bardic behaviors. I'm only level 1.
What is your name, or what do they call you?
They call me the Gold.
They call you the Gold?
Yes,
Okay. So
What do you call yourself?
Yes.
the Gold.
You actually use the there. Okay.
The-
Just the Gold.
Okay, TG. So here's what
Right,
we're gonna
it's-
do. What
Yep.
you need to do is make sure when you recount my parts of this story that the parts where there are slight, let's say, mishaps, that
Uh-huh.
you edit slightly to make them appear, more favorable on the outcome. Also,
Okay.
please hold, and I take 5 gold pieces from my newly acquired hoard of gold, and I
Okay.
give them to TG, and I say, "Hey, TG, now I want you to hold on to this gold for me. I know that if I entrust this to you, it will be secure, and I will not have to worry about it. You look like
Okay.
a very trustworthy chronicler of events."
All right. He tips his hat to you and places the 5 gold pieces in his tip jar, which is more of like a man purse. It's not a jar sitting on the ground in front of him. That's too easily stolen. So slung over his shoulder is a leather merce, and it says tips is branded on it. And so he drops your 5 gold piece tips into it, and he says so you want me to write the thing
Those
about
are-
the ring out of the story?
Hey, it's a solid.
Those are not that is not a tip per se. That is you just holding on to that for me, just in case something happens later to me where I might lose most of my gold. I will still have. You will still have some for me. It's the point here.
It's a deposit.
Since
It's a
you're already
deposit.
rapidly losing value in things here in your items, I could see how you might need something stashed away. I shall try to protect it for you, but I'm really not supposed to be a part of your adventures here. I'm just really here to chronicle. So but back to that first part that you mentioned.
Right.
Right. Are you sure? So you want me to write out that thing about the ring?
No, I mean, not necessarily make it inaccurate. Just if there's a choice between, adding perhaps a bit of a flourish, then you should do so.
All right. Let me try it. When he finds out about the ring, he shall no more be king. Better go and find that thing.
I like it. That is
Sings
a
the
good
bard
rhyme.
more melodically than my statement.
I can understand. Yes, that's a very good rhyme. I will put it. Yes, that is correct. That is good. Nice chronicling.
Okay. All right. Roll a wisdom check. Cool.
A wisdom check.
Yeah. Have you any whiz?
I am the wisest of kings. I'm not entirely the wisest.
King Solomon
Okay.
Fu.
16. No, 16 is quite good. We'll see. We'll see the roll. I was about to make it a charisma roll, but okay.
What? Don't do that. Don't don't do that to me. Oh wait. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Takesha, your priestess has returned. Your priestess, quote marks, air quotes, has returned. Okay. Yes. You feel mighty and revered is not quite the right word, but respected by the Bardic song.
Good. That's
Yes,
exactly the tone.
It doesn't give you any clues or anything in particular. It just sort of, strokes your ego a bit.
Later, when the people who weren't here read, it needs to present the correct gloriousness to the whole thing. For the historical record.
There it is. Okay, I put it in the chat. Solid, are you on yet? Or are you still?
Yes. No, I'm here. Go ahead.
All right, cool. How about on map?
Yes. Let me move my guy around. Oh, look, I'm over here. No, I'm over here.
Okay, I took away the auras that we had last week. I'm just trying to declutter the map. I prefer decluttered, and I'm thinking about taking away the names also after people get accustomed to which token is which. So, take a look, see. I've got a way to flip names on and off. Eric can't play today, so it's the rest of you guys that are here. And we're streaming on Twitch TV/Gold Public right now, Solid. So if you want to open up another window and kick off our stream and get that going, that would give us another viewer, and you can tell us how it looks and everything, and hit follow on Twitch. That would be cool. Lex is administrating the stream, piping it from England out onto Twitch TV. So it's got the player's view of the stream while I DM with all the secrets revealed. All right, you want to say that verbally, Silk? Or is that basically what you said already?
Oh, that's pretty much what I said. Sweet history's written by the winners, baby. So let's make some win tonight.
All right. With that said,
let's make some history, right? And then let's
Solid.
change the history to make sure it sounds good.
Oh,
Yep.
cool. Solid. Can you describe? I don't want to go back and rehash everything that's happened.
No, you don't have to. I can
game.
change.
Not that much has happened. You got, there was a cabin with like a dungeon master in it, and then there was that was playing some games, and you guys could kind of rent a room at the cabin and maybe refurbish it later when you get some more gold. And then you kind of walk down a road, and your dog kind of ran away and followed a will-o'-the-wisp in the road. Then you guys kind of went into a blacksmith shop, and then you guys went into a place called the Empty Mug Inn. In kind of a podunk outskirts of the major city. This is kind of like a place where all the gas stations and stuff meet up, where the highways meet, just on the outskirts of the town. And so you're in kind of this podunk inn out there, and you've got your kitsune appearing as a priestess sitting next to you. The dog is under the table. A bard is writing rhyming songs about you guys. A Greek enchanter is there. The deposed king Ku is there, and the lizard man, played by Eric, has decided to stay off to the side tonight. A dwarf who talked to you at the bar last week, Hedwig, after you came over and joined your party at the table, said dwarf came over and had a brief conversation with King Ku and donated to Ku's re-election campaign, and then backed away slowly out of the room with the dog slightly growling at him from under the table. I was wondering if you could flesh this narrative out by saying what your dwarf would have been eating and drinking all this time.
He'd probably be drinking whatever these humans drink. It's not the best. It's not Dwarven ale, but I'll take it. So whatever would be on tap. And then Of course, you can't drink beer without having munchies, so nuts, pretzels, stuff of something similar. Bar food.
I figured even like lamb and mutton and ribs and stuff like that. But you guys chat out and you've had your face in the food for a while. You look up and you kind of realize that you seem to have formed like possibly like some kind of a party or an adventuring band. You've got a warm dog by your feet. You remember those days of traveling across the central continental desert with the Dwarven berserkers, and how although that was your original culture, their breath all smelled bad and everything, and there's hearty things to be eaten here. So you're with a motley crew. You've got, I think, 3 humans in the group, 1 lizard man, 1 dog, and 1 kitsune. You're the only dwarf here. What are your kind of like motives? Like, are you just sort of following along with the band, or are you more of a leader that's trying to unite them in a particular purpose? And how much notice do you take of this this very buff, leather armored man who claims to be a deposed king from the north and speaks with an islander accent?
I would probably assume that he's just kind of following around with this group because it's just coincidence. We've all been drawn together from different reasons to kind of meet up here, and he's kind of ambivalent to what everyone else is doing, as long as it's providing and he gets to do what he needs to do. That's it works for him. So,
all right,
and he knows Ku because he's been staying at the Dwarven Inn too, and they've kind of got rigged into join me in the arena thing, and he's like, fine, I'll toss a couple heals, or or he's like personal healer type thing.
Returning from the arena, the pit fighting, with the wounds of the day to be gently ministered by my dwarven companion.
Yes, Ku just makes sure that the food and the beer doesn't stop. That's kind of payment, and I'm kind of like, it's okay, I can cast Heal Light, cure light wounds on you every day after you get beaten up. Just keep the booze coming.
The ale and the mutton shall flow, my stout companion.
You get a big hearty, ha ha ha! That's my guy!
Enchanter, Greek enchanter. Sadly, your meal comes out not cooked to your taste, really, and you kind of probably shovel some of it under the table for the dog, perhaps.
Yeah.
What's your view, Adrian, of Togaman, of the deposed King Ku, the dwarf who's just sort of tagging along to see what happens, the bard who is telling tales of your party, the dog who seems to warm your feet under the table, and the foxy priestess woman who's mysterious? Who do you think is leading this group? Why are you even with them?
I don't think anybody's leading the group yet. As far as why I'm with them, we all just sort of wound up here together, coming back from the gaming house. I'm busy wondering just how gently a dwarf can tend to wounds. Gentle and dwarf don't usually go in the same sentence.
Who's wounded?
Oh, they were just talking about it. The fighter, Ku. And I'm suspiciously eyeing the lizard man because that's just kind of creepy to me.
I see. The lizard man keeps his distance from the party.
Is he an actual lizard man or a Wanti?
He's a lizard man.
Okay. So I'd fight the other one.
Yeah, a Wanti would cause a fight. There's a stage across the room with some musicians playing music on it. The bartender, Grayson, serves you guys drinks. A girl called Ugly Margaret brings your food out from the kitchen. Half of the party's food comes out badly. No one in the party.
Call her Ugly Margaret. Can we just call her Margaret?
Yeah.
Or Maggie.
Margaret the Plain.
Homely.
Maggie
Homely
the
Margaret.
average.
Margaret the Bland.
Margaret's rather homely.
There,
Mutton chop Margaret.
I changed it to Maggie. That's better.
But she looks pretty good after all these drinks. Not
She
quite
was
the
an
Dwarven
NPC
class, but,
imported from another campaign, so I'm happy
She
to
looks
change
like
the name.
she's got either a beard or some strange chompers.
I think those are chompers.
She's a
She does look a little vampiric. She does look a little.
I love my women with missing teeth.
Well, she retreats from your compliments and insults back into this door over here. So if you're wondering where she went that way. It's still blacked out as to what's behind that door. You assume there's a kitchen back there. Your food comes out.
So as delightful Margaret is getting ready to depart our table, I will turn to our little fox friend and say, excuse me. Wait, where's our little fox friend?
She's with
Oh,
her friend.
Takesha, there you are. Takesha, sorry, I overlooked you. I need to go back out of character. I'm not RPing Rel. I'm supposed to be far more dour. The caffeine is working, so sorry, hold on, let me try again. Takesha, what I need to do is have some of your gold, and I need you to give that to mild Margaret here as a gratuity for her good service.
She looks over.
Adrian's just looking at this with a little bit of surprise.
She looks over at the table and she smiles at you pleasantly. She says, "Oh, a little bit of gold. Do we owe for the bar tab? How much is the bar tab?"
Oh, this is not for the bar. This is for her specifically.
Oh, charity. Oh well, charity. I can.
Gratuity.
Yeah, I can.
Job well done.
Yeah, no, that's part of my remit, being a priestess. I'm sure I can work something out. If you fine fellows would excuse me for a moment. She carefully pushes the chair back and she takes a step away from the table and she begins to follow Margaret to wherever it is she's going.
Oh my God! Don't steal the money back.
She's gonna shank her.
You ass.
Ugly Margaret's about to get uglier.
Lex, roll a quick D20. It's actually a dex check.
Yep.
All right. What? You have a 19? No, sure.
Let me check.
Maybe you do. Nope. 18.
Oh,
Just under.
So the door of the kitchen swings open and then swings back on its hinges and hits you in the face, causing 1 point of damage.
Okay.
You know those kitchen doors that swing open and swing back if you're not watching for them?
it's a high-tech establishment here. They got springs and everything.
Yeah, they got springs and everything. Yeah.
Magic.
So
I assume the door's obviously not
all
locked,
right.
so I'll push the door and walk in.
all right. Yeah, as you go in there, you overhear Chef Vincencio yelling at some of his undercooks and probably at Margaret too. And so it's it's RP Coup. This isn't me being insulting, but Chef is like, ugly Maggie, you donkey. And that was a Ramseyism. The chef is saying insulting, shouting things.
Okay.
Here's a picture of Chef.
And
You see Margaret moving over towards a sort of like a cash register over here.
I'll walk over to Maggie and I'll reach into my robe and I'll take out 5 gold pieces, which I imagine is far more than would usually be used in like just a regular tavern. And I'll offer them to you and say, my party, they wanted to show their gratitude as to your great waitressing skills. Here's a tip for you. Oh, could you do one thing for me? Would you mind going back to them? I believe the dwarf said something about his drink wasn't cold enough. I'd suggest getting him something really, really strong. If you could just do that for me, that would be great. And give her the gold.
Doing a roll to see if she falls for it or believes you or whatnot.
Yeah.
1 second here. And she says, thank you. Oops, I'm moving the wrong token. I'm trying to move her.
I figure charisma will do it.
Thank you for the tip, and I will, I rolled for her on her side this time, just rather than having you roll a charisma. I had her roll kind of like a wisdom check to see how she took it. But anyway, she fell for it, or she buys into what you say, and Excellent. She brings cold drinks out to the party, departing the room and pocketing the 5 gold that you just gave her, but leaving another pile of something over there. Okay. What do you do now?
So now I'm going to walk close to this chef. So I'm going to approach him. Does he take any notice of me at all, or is he like cooking and stuff?
Let me check. He is washing dishes right now.
Is he actually wearing that hat?
So Takesha narrows her eyes and she looks at this guy, and she's because of the way she's brought up when she ran away from home, she knows what it's like to have a domineering older person insulting you for no good reason. This really annoys her. So she's like, okay, this guy needs to pay for it. He's going to pay for it. So she's going to attempt to fight him and knock him out.
Okay. All right, let me check. I think I've got his stats here.
This is the part where I die to a chef.
That's just happening. All right. This was a tip, not fight the chef. I mean,
I've never died to a chef before, so this will be fun.
See what chaos your tip caused.
How do you want to initiate your surprise attack here? Are you backstabbing him? Backstab is a thief ability.
Yeah, no, because I don't want to slay the guy. I just want to beat him up. So it'll just be a straight up attack on him, just straight unarmed.
Okay. So do you want to do subdual damage?
Yeah, because I don't want to slay the guy. I'm just like gonna twat him.
Subdual damage will generally basically prevent you from accidentally killing him.
You're going to what him?
British term, twat him. It means just smack him.
Interesting. I have never heard that before. Well, I mean, I've heard a similar phrase before, but
clobber him.
Different. Yeah, I guess you could clobber him.
Typically, I think there's a lot of different ways one might go about this. It's completely up to you and your imagination. But a lot of times, a thief would use some kind of like a jack or something. I think, like a way to knock someone out specifically. Is that what you're trying to do? Or are you just trying to like inflict?
You're gonna thump him with a blackjack on the back of the head?
No, and she uses hand-to-hand combat, so she's just gonna strike him.
Strangle the bastard.
So I'll attack him.
Rather trained at hand-to-hand.
Yeah. So she'll attack him outright, but obviously, if it looks like he's gonna die, she'll pull her blow. She's not a murderer.
All right. Well, I don't want to say how many hit points he has, but he's chubby. He can take a couple of hits.
All right, cool.
But he's no adventurer though.
Let's do it.
So it's you first. I mean, it's a complete surprise on him. So his AC is therefore worsened by 4. In other words, it could be seen as a +4 on your roll, but I don't need you to add an additional +4. Just whatever your regular attack is, and we'll figure it from there.
If you kill him, 15? I want his hat.
Do you have a double attack? Is this like a...
No, the first determines the hit, and the second determines the type. So 15 for the hit. Gotcha.
15's a hit.
16.
And you want to tell me the type, and then tell me what the result of the damage is here. Okay, gotcha. So you kick him in the vitals for 5 points of subdual damage. Not enough to subdue him, though. That's enough to give him a chance to react.
Yep.
Let me do the subdual damage on him here. -5. Did that work? Yep. Okay, it worked. Good. All right. He does not like being attacked, and he's a bit used to this, being from the sort of like the Waffle House out on the outskirts of town at the Depot Junction. So he quickly grabs a kitchen knife, having not determined that you're non-lethally attacking him, and spins around to attack you lethally with a kitchen knife, causing us to enter the initiative, in which Takesha gets to strike at him first while he's sort of spinning around. So Takesha, you can hit him again or talk him out of knifing you.
No, I'll go for him again.
Instead, you beat on him, but you miss. And so he turns around with the kitchen knife, and he hits you for 3 points of damage.
Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, she's almost dead.
Some defense of that I don't know. So he buries his kitchen knife in you because 3's substantial. That's max for a knife. So he buries a kitchen knife in you, and then he starts fishing around, banging on the thing behind him, trying to find like another sharp knife, like that was like one of his long knives, and now he's looking for some kind of like a butcher knife or a shearing knife or something.
All right, let's do it again.
Something for the next round. Okay.
What?
That's it.
So you hit him in the face, or how do you hit it? It's a 19 to hit. So what's an 8?
Punch to the body. Just like
You
bam.
punch the body for 3 points of subdual damage. He's still not subdued all the way. He is -3. You have to do 5 more points of subdual damage to him before he will be, submissive or subdued.
Oh, you're not supposed to tell him. You're supposed to leave him in suspense.
All right. First, I'm going to
We're
find
going to
out
re-randomize that number now.
if he finds a knife behind him, and he does find a knife behind him. So he picks this one up, sort of a wider meat chopping knife, and he swings it at you with a miss.
Yes.
Oh, I just noticed they have refrigerators in this tavern.
Yeah.
Probably got them from the
Cold
Mage's
boxes,
Guild.
they got a little ice elemental in there to keep things cold. This, I mentioned earlier, it's a high-tech environment. Stuff's not plugged in. It's all sort of like magic-ified and stuff. But they've got certain amounts of modern innovations around that you'll see, yeah. The 12, however, is a miss. And wait. Nope, actually it's a hit. And that's going to be enough to completely subdue him. So you actually knock him out.
Okay.
I'm not going to put the kill thing on him. I'll put a different icon for.
Yeah, because I didn't kill him.
No. There, I put a little icon on him that's supposed to say he's knocked out.
So what I'll do is I'm going to drag him. So I'll just move my little bod over here. I'm going to drag him into this corner and prop him up against the wall.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out a piece of paper and one of my writing chalks. And on it I'm going to write in common. From this day onwards, you will pay Margaret a raise of 30%. You will not insult her, you will not degrade her, and you will not shout at her. I find this insulting, and I will return with something far more lethal than my fists and my feet. And then just sign it, the Brotherhood, and I'll leave him there. And I'll go and investigate this little cash register.
All right. Let me check in with the main party and say that a couple of minutes have passed. After the first minute, Margaret comes out with a cold drink to refill for you. She says, "Who was it out here? What asked for the cold drink?" Okay. She says, "Is that a top up or another round?" You notice she has a pitcher in her hand.
Dwarf slugs down his drink real fast, raises his head. I'll take it.
All right.
Keep it coming.
Refill the
around here
ale
and-
as well.
She refills your ale. Koo says he wants a refill as well.
More grog.
Do you drink the same pitcher that the dwarf had?
Of
Or
course.
different?
No,
Okay.
we've been palling around for a couple of weeks now, so we're getting into each other's, like drinks.
All right.
Let me tell
Is
you this sweet island beverage, and I'll make the dwarf drink it. And the dwarf is like, "Oh, let me show you this amazing dwarven special brew." That kind of deal.
That's
You know how it
great.
is.
Love it. Okay. Well, I hope Does my Margaret token kind of like animate nicely? Does she move around when I mouse her around on the map there? Like when she walks around the table and stuff?
Yep.
Or does she just like pop to my ending point like all of a sudden? Kind of hope she moves gradually.
What's gotta do?
All right, Kushi comes over and fills your drink as well. With all this happening out here, she's gone for a few minutes. Takesha, what kind of attempt are you going to do on that cash register there? You see it, you know, the drawer ajar. Yep, that's hard to say, but yep.
The drawer is ajar.
Yeah.
I'll just, if it's ajar a little bit, I'll just kind of gently pull it open, I guess.
Can you move your token just slightly down off of it? I'm having trouble selecting it apart from you.
Yeah, I'll move that way for you.
Let me see here. I think the picture's tiny, but I'll pop it up nevertheless. There's a little zoom of it, but it's pretty tiny.
Okay.
All right. Do you kind of want to? Basically, there's a certain amount of gold in there. Do you want to kind of like clean it out, or take a portion of it, or just count it up, or?
I'll take, depending on how much is in there. If there's amount in there, I'll take roughly 100 gold pieces out. If there is, depending on how much there is, I don't want to take too much. I'm not going to clear the whole thing out, just a little bit.
If they've got right around 100 in there.
Okay.
That's right at what they've got. You can easily get 100 out of there, but that would pretty much clear it out.
No, then I will take out 40.
Okay. You steal 40 gold pieces, all right? I'll note that on that treasure pile there, and you leave some there.
Yeah, I leave the rest in there.
The chef is beat up. Before you leave, you notice that there are 2 other doors out of the room, 2 refrigerators, and 2 stoves, a sink, bunch of dishes.
So I'll check myself over, hide the wound, because that's not good. I've been cut, that's never going to look good. Make sure my hair's where it needs to be, my robes are not all messed up from the fight. Make sure my disguise is still looking good as the priestess. And then I'll just head back into the main area. Like nothing ever happened.
All right, roll a disguise check. I don't know what ability you use for that. Charisma?
Yeah, I've got disguise as well, NWP.
Yeah. So roll your NWP check. I mean, it, basically almost automatically successful since you got the skill.
He gets a 2. Woo!
Okay, so your disguise holds up very nicely. You piece yourself back together. You do have wounds, of course, but wounds can be wounds to your confidence and ego, as well as messing up your makeup a little bit. But you're still half hit points or so. You can give a hit point report in the chat if you want to hit that particular macro that's called HP report. And you come back out and rejoin the party just as Margaret's finished filling up the drinks. And she's retiring to the kitchen.
I'll smile and wink at her as she's walking past, and then just head back over to the table.
All right, Margaret. Okay, checking to see if she realizes the money's miscounted. Okay, well she'll probably find the chef knocked out and all that. And so, where did you leave the note?
The note was openly left, like if he slumped in a sitting position, just kind of in his lap.
Okay, well I'll figure out how she reacts to all that and everything behind closed doors over here. I shall figure that out. Okay, let's see if anybody in the party's figured anything else out as the sessions went on today. Which of you is any of you aware? Let's see. The dwarf and the deposed king are kind of drinking merrily. The dog is more or less curled up under the table, growled at one stranger, and that's about it. Enchanter, you were suspicious of the bard. What else?
That's it, really. I wonder what this dude's doing over here.
All right, you guys are non-keen. I'll have to.
Bard has been with us for on
and off.
Yeah, on and off, and he is documenting to the utmost historical accuracy my adventures and the adventures of my companions as we undertake the epic restoration of my throne.
Do you have companions that are going to help you get your throne back?
With the greatest flourish,
my
not even necessarily the greatest accuracy.
Companion across the table in a comrade in ale, for certain, has pledged their axe to my service. I'm sure that with but a modicum of effort, you too will wish to help me restore my throne. When was the last time you had a chance to do something like that? I will suggest never.
All right. Dwarf, roll a check for me. It can be either perception or wisdom, whichever makes you happier. Or if you have an appropriate NWP, something like etiquette would help.
Wisdom would work. Intelligence would work.
The king extends his hand to you, and you wisely shake the king's hand.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I'm 2 sheets to the wind drinking beer. He's pumping me with food. So, we do the classic. He stands up, sticks out his hand. I hop up real fast, foot on, standing in the chair, of course, because I'm much smaller. Foot on the table, and I do the whole bro, grasp him at the elbow type thing. Go, yes!
One has come. Now my adventuring band of merrymakers. No, we're not merrymakers. We don't make no.
I texted you, Solid.
I'll think of a catchy phrase for us later.
Good. We shall need a party name for my rhymes, says the gold. I texted you on the side, Solid.
Okay.
It's not.
I love us having a party name in the game. We've had some different names before. The Tinder Giraffes. The Harbingers of Doom.
Tinder Giraffes?
Yeah, that was in one.
What the hell is a Tinder Giraffe?
It's a single giraffe looking for like a mate, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I was gonna say one that's been well cooked.
That too.
It's not the. Is it too wrong?
Properly marinated.
Slow roast.
I don't even know, but yeah, it had to do with mating calls and things.
Oh, it was the other kind.
Oh Lord.
God, I liked mine better.
Hedrig, you're drunk. You guys have
Oh, I'm not drunk in the least bit. I will cheerfully push Hedrig in the shoulder in the way that drunken friends will often do and bellow, ha 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 ha, my small companion cannot hold his alcohol.
The lootist, some period of time passes, and the loot player comes down and thanks you all for attending the majority of the concert. And he says that he and the band have 2 rooms here at the inn, but they won't be using them because they got to travel on to their next gig. So if you guys want their 2 rooms, they'll give you the keys to them.
Do we really want crabs from the traveling band?
Maybe not. This is a pretty skeezy inn anyway, as it is, but it is getting to be later in the night now, and you guys are just trying to.
We already had. We're only like less than an hour walk, right? We should go back.
Yeah,
to our
less
old inn.
than an hour walk. If you guys want to walk into the city in the night, you can do that also. That'll be onto a different map. You'll walk out of this tavern
we got
onto a
this
different map.
big giant city to explore.
Yeah. Nothing is making you spend the night here. It's just
Hell to the yeah.
All right,
Nightlife,
so
you say?
Now that you're currently already, what are some words for it? You're stoked. Your fires are lit. Your fires are burning. You've pre-partied. So now you're ready to go out. A con check from the dwarf. The dwarf survives and is ready to go out. All right, that's fine. Dwarf, anything to say about the whisper message, or did you not get it, or did it not matter?
He notices it.
Okay, saying nothing.
He doesn't make much of it, but he makes note of it.
All right. Does anybody have to go to the pisser before we leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Ku, you go to the pisser. Do a whiz check for me.
Oh, wait. No, I would say okay.
Is that WHIZ or WIS?
WHIZ, but it's on your wisdom score. All right.
No, I'm not gonna
Okay.
pass that.
All right. You drunkenly pee in there, and some of it makes it into the urinal, some out.
As long as it's mostly not in my pants, I feel like I'm in the right spot here.
Yeah. No, I wasn't doing a pants roll, so
All right, good.
You
Well, they're leather
probably
pants,
get some on the
so it's
floor, and that's about as unwise as that check's going to get for you. Unfortunately, it wasn't a wisdom success that would have caused you to be more awares of your environment. But
I'm
you somewhat drunkenly or whatever, I don't know if you're drunk, you just you've been hanging out late with your friends, and you guys are ready to leave. So you guys can all gather your tokens and move towards the door if you want to.
I'm feeling really good. I've started gathering funds for my re-election. My campaign to retake my throne. I've gathered my first stalwart companions. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go out and tear the town up. Literally, let's just tear some town up. Let's go over there. Attack the building.
We'll have to come up with the proper words for that. Re-election rolls so easily off of my tongue right now because of the American election seasons and everything in world politics. But that's sort of like a fourth wally euphemism for it. I'd like to use something more in game, but I don't know what it would be called. You're rethroning. What is that? There's other words for it, like a reverse coup or a
restoration of the rightful monarchy.
Restoration. Okay. Seeking a restoration.
Chance in hell of you getting out of this pyramid alive.
I have zero problem with you guys going through the world and sandboxing
4%.
it, which is seeing what you see and just doing whatever you want. And I also have zero problem with your motivation being literally like, where's the next place that has meat, or try that. But I also want to know if you guys solidify around any kind of quest, mission, goal, mutual agreement, contract, direction, theme, party name. So do you guys unite behind King Ku and his mission, or are you just sort of a roving band of friends who happen to be on the same path at this moment in time and may split off at any time? It all remains to be seen. So we'll see what you guys decide to do. The lizard man stays behind, but Gold the Bard will come with you guys. And I'll take you guys back out onto the outside map, and we'll see what happens. So it is very sandboxy at this point. I hope to keep pitching you more and more ideas and opportunities that you can choose to pursue or not, but it's whatever you guys come across. Okay, making sure I'm going to the right map.
I'm just a simple priest following the god's footsteps.
Getting stabbed in kitchens and shanking chefs.
Yeah, stabbing people in the back.
You'll have to come back to this bar to do more later Lex if you wanted to get through more of the rooms.
Yep, no problemo.
Yeah, there was more to find there, but we just couldn't, had to divide it up between everybody. So, okay, here we go. Transferring you guys on maps. We'll only be on this map for a minute. This is sort of an intersection map. Well, it depends on what happens. If you guys head directly into the town, that would be to the east from here. You can also kind of go south or west from here if you want. There's another building in the town you haven't been to. It is nighttime. Let me roll and see if anything is out here. There's, in all cases, basically from now on, while you're anywhere close to this city, there's probably substantially more NPCs on the road milling about than I'm able to even put in tokens. I'm not going to put in one for one. So
yeah, that makes
just
sense.
on this stretch of road here, there's probably 4 or 5 people, but as you get into town, there will be hundreds. And I'll sort of tell you more about what species they are and which ones you see in general. But in a lot of cases, the roads may look empty of tokens, but there's actually people in most times. So right now, it is a cool night. It is actually overcast and raining outside right now, hence the nice green grass in the springtime. You visited 2 of the buildings in this podunk outskirt. There's one more there. It's closed for the night though. Adrian is positioned in, if everyone goes to where Adrian is, I will move that group of people to the next map.
Yeah, I guess we're all moving there. There's
Chris,
no
you
reason
don't even
not
have to go all the way over there on the grass. You can come back over here with the
He's
group.
making a whiz check.
All right. Now that you guys are all
I did
grouped
that
up,
on the leg of the table.
I'll copy them. Is there anything else you want to do on this stretch of road before you go to the city? You see the sort of the gates of the city looming ahead of you to the east.
Onward and inward.
Okay. All right. Okay. Everybody be patient on me dragging you guys there and getting it loading properly. Hopefully this will all work out just like I want it to. This is going to be a really big map with a little different scale than the scale we were on. You guys over here. Maybe going to turn on Fog of War. Okay, it should be loading for you guys, but it might be all black. I'll clear some up for you momentarily.
Transitions remind me of like the 2000 video game.
Ooh.
At least it lets you know that a new map page is loaded, but without going on and on in the background with a long sound. Okay, now can you guys see like at least sand color?
I don't. I just see black screen.
Okay.
Wait.
If you zoom all the way out, it's in the
Yeah.
If you go to the top corner.
Top left, and zoom out to where you can.
Harokote.
Harokote is the name of the city. All right. Now I'm putting you guys as tokens on the road into the city and adjusting the size and things like that. I just kind of messed up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gradually freeing more up to give you guys a sense of where you are.
Oy, fuck.
Oh, wow.
All right. Now I'm putting you guys over here. Oops. You guys could probably help me from this point. Can you guys like kind of put yourselves like more on the road where you look like you're walking on the road here? There we go. Thank you, Chris. There we go. Okay. Can you guys see the gates of the city now and like a large sign off to the left that says "This way to the cabin with the games and the empty mug inn and the Conway Podunk Town blacksmith and store"? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming into a vast metropolis here, and this is 2,000 years before the main game and 1,000 years before the desertification really fully sets in. So there's, some of you have crossed the deserts. The lizard man had and the dwarf had. The Greek man probably circumnavigated the Egyptian subcontinent here in a boat, so you probably landed at the port from on a boat. King Ku also came from the north, and the other two were locals. So basically, the dwarf is the only one among us right now who really knows about the desert and the harsh realities of the desert. I'm sure he is not a man of future science who would necessarily know ecology to the point to be able to say like, oh, the desert that's over there 100 miles away is encroaching on this area. In fact, right now it's nighttime and it's raining and you're partying. So last thing you're worried about is a desert encroaching. But you are on a town that's like on the north coast of a continental island, which has a huge desert in the center of it. So it is rainy here because you're on the coast. And so things are somewhat lush, but also kind of yellow and dry in a way. But it's raining at night, and there are trees, and there are hundreds and hundreds of houses you can see as you make your way into the gates of the city. The city is many blocks. I'm planning to resize you guys as tokens too. You're still way too big for this map. I'm going to give you more space on the map to see. so you guys can move yourselves up into the next block a little bit. That'll help me get your guys past the gate if everyone wants to pass the gate, and I'll resize tokens over here. Maybe I should just move the gate to the map layer. There we go. I kept accidentally selecting the gate. Okay. So you guys are seeing larger houses, smaller houses, many people in the street, even although far less at night than there would be at other times. Everybody don't move your tokens for a second because I'm gonna resize them for this map. And they're still probably gonna be oversized like they're giants, but
we might be giants. We might be giants.
Does that look, if you zoom your map to a suitable degree?
Yeah, it looks fine.
All right, I have to super zoom out so I can see how big this city is and figure out where you guys are going to go and what I can tell you about it. Silk, you're familiar with the fact that you're on, let's see, your Kitsune character named Takisha and the dog are both familiar with the fact that you're on a main avenue that leads east and west pretty much. If you go all the way east on this avenue, it'll get you towards the downtown. And in the downtown, a lot of wealthier people and also a lot of giants live there. And also
giants?
a lot of, Okay. So there's a lot of humans, dwarves.
So we can see their
Rakasta,
dwellings from here? Like they look...
Yeah, you can see the skyscrapers from here probably. So there's a whole bunch of blocks of skyscrapers, but they are 1, 2, 3, 4. They're about 5 city blocks away from you. If you can see this, like here's one city block that Chris could run past right now. So check out measurements. Mind your measurements kind of, and think of yourself moving like 120 feet in a round. So when you're doing double rounds, like we can go faster that way, like 240 feet or so. Technically, the dwarf moves significantly slower than that.
We can carry.
I don't know if you guys have any mobility spells or anything.
I can put him in my backpack. Just carry him.
And as we go,
moseying anyway, right?
People who are spellcasters, I recognize a lot of your fighters, but a couple of your spellcasters, if you are, feel free to think about out of battle, non-battle spells that you would cast while you're in a city or a civilization. So, by and large, the giants don't live in these hovels, huts, and mansions that are along these roads here. These are more halfling, human, and dwarf-sized homes. Majority are human and Rakasta. Most of them, the leading demographic around here would probably be humans with cats who live in the home. But there are also some cat people called Rakasta who lurk in the shadows. You start to notice them as you go. So there's a huge grid of roads and blocks. There's over 10,000 buildings in this town. I do have a broad imagination and a lot of things already dreamed up and figured out. And also I have a cool box set called Forgotten Realms City System that will let me roll up some encounters in the town. And I've already got a couple of them planned and dreamed out for today. But that said, even if I had 100 things planned out, there would still be 9,900 unlabeled buildings. So the players can help extensively with world building here. So someone asked earlier, joke sarcastically or seriously, I don't know, if there was like a brothel of this and a brothel of that. Like, honestly, all I care, you can put 3 brothels on this road right here, like maybe these 3 buildings right here. And
there's the hookers and blow.
You can label them with the Roll20 text tool or the Roll20 drawing tool. So I'm more than happy for you guys to draw your path on the map if you wanted to do that, just to say, Jack was here. Or you can circle buildings if you want to mark them in some special way. And you can grab the text tool and type some special place names on the map if you want to. So I would like for you guys all to add something to the map as we go along today. So you can add a couple of, general stores or other places like that. That said, I have quite a bunch of places already picked out that you're going to encounter today. Principally, Takisha knows and can verbalize the roads of how to get to 3 temples that are side by side in the heart of the city, and those are in the skyscraper zone in the downtown. The dog also instinctively knows the way there, but doesn't speak the common tongue. It's the night in the city. Most shops are closed up. Most people are gone home. There are lots of inns and hostels, shelters, dark alleyways, Airbnbs, places for rent. Wherever you guys want to go, if it's open at night, you can try it. I see King Ku, I think, wants to go up to the northern road. I'll open up quite a bit of the road for you there.
Yeah, I just want to take a look and see what's up that way.
There, how about that? Did that give you a look?
It sure does. Excellent.
Chris, I think, wanted to look further down the main road, so you go a little further there, Chris. Okay.
Not calling anyone in particular, just staying a distance ahead of the group.
Yeah, I pretty much carved out enough that would make it as though like you ran up there and then you were like, and then you ran back. So I kind of cleared up like a little bit of view for you. So I'm purposely keeping, I'm keeping the map on, revealing it step by step on Fog of War here to enjoy Roll20's Fog of War and give you guys time to ask like, oh, what's in this block? But in many cases, I don't even know a single building in the block, and there's 900 buildings in the block. So feel free to say, hey, is this the block that the Thieves Guild is in? If you're looking for a Thieves Guild. But if you guys are all just wandering together, then who more or less takes the lead, and which way do you guys go so that you hopefully don't all scatter drunkenly in the night into the city? You feel as though you're in, not even New York, like downtown right now, but like, out in the Bronx or in Queens or something. Just unending series of homes with people, out on their porch and fire escape, smoking some kind of halfling herbs at night, and streetwalkers, and closed up businesses, and drunken people and constables, priests, people of all makes and manners going everywhere. There's halflings, dwarves, mostly humans. There's some weird people. There's some feathered people, like people with wings and stuff. Some races you may or may not know.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's back up just a moment.
Sure.
People with wings?
Yeah. You see some
around
people
on
with
the street?
wings. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to walk up to one of them people with wings.
Okay.
Randomly, drunkenly, and stop a group of them as one of them. I don't know how they wander around, what kind of groupings they have, but I'll stop one of them and demand that they explain why they have wings. I think we're fighting. I'm not sure. I look confused at the creature.
All right. He kind of hits you with that shouldery part of the wing, where the wing connects. Like
I wouldn't put up with that.
Buffett?
Like brushes past you, like forcibly.
Hold on. You can't.
So it's snubbed by angels.
Right as the angel walks by me and brushes me with
not an angel. You look at it more closely, and you notice that it's got like a grayish bird wings. You wouldn't call them like those large angelic white pretty wings, but more like kind of a which sometimes those angelic wings look like they're like put on the shoulder blades and they still got the arms. This is more like where the arms would be, like the whole shape of like a pigeon type thing.
So it's like a pigeon. It's like a giant
a walking pigeon type thing, yeah.
Right. So as it brushes me with a wing buffet, I will grab one of the feathers and rip it loose from its body.
Okay.
My fantastic strength.
Sure. You have enough strength to do it. He does try to dodge away from you being able to do it, and one second here. He is not able to dodge away, so you pull out one of his feathers, and he takes a hit point of damage from that, and curses you and caws, and
I will push him
fighty
like that.
Yeah, he scratches at the ground, and you notice he's got kind of like a clawed foot, and he he whips his cape around him and seems to start to disappear into the night. Do you purposely try to, hold him or keep an eye on him because he rapidly disappears?
Nope. I just wanted to demand explanations, and with its rude behavior, I have no desire to engage in further discourse.
Yes, that guy had a impudent behavior, but you didn't speak his language really, or at least the language that he tried to talk to you in. But you made out your interpretation of the feeling from it. Okay. You continue on into the multiracial night in the town. Does anybody that's labeled some buildings want to tell me what a couple of them are? I'm so zoomed out I can't even read them from here.
One says Pomeranian Scrolls.
Great.
Horn scrolls?
Pomeranian shop. It's usually a kind of dog, but I don't know about the scrolls. You guys can make those labels a little bigger, or they're cool. I can go back and read them later when I'm more zoomed in. I have to be super zoomed out because the city's so big, and I want to think about what's nearby the area that you are at any given time, so I can make it sort of Spider-Man-y.
What's the bard doing?
Yeah, what is up with that bard? He insists that he wants to not interfere with your decisions, that he just wants to document and make cool rhymes that will tell your legends. So he hopes to survive and sort of tag along. He says that his songs can inspire you sometimes to help protect you. I mean, that's up to you guys if you want to trust him. He's kind of a minor NPC so far. Maybe a major. I don't know. He's offering his services to be like a helper with you guys, but not on the full level of a full PC. More of a torchbearer, but not really the torches. More like he's the loot bearer. Not loot, Loot, Lute. He insists.
Don't you worry. Whatever your name is. Bard. The gold. You won't carry the loot. Just a loot.
There he is. Are you guys gonna tell me a little bit more so I can plan ahead? I need to finagle my sections ahead of you in the town here. So, are you headed towards the temples or towards a place that you stayed at before, or are you scattering into the night, or just wandering
This is a new town, though. We've not stayed here before, right?
Some of you have said, we kind of played into the backstory that you'd been in the town area for 1 month. So
was that not just in the suburb town? Or
it could have been.
I see. Okay.
It could have been. It was different for different people's backstory. It was kind of a way that everyone's backstory connected to this regional area.
Gotcha.
You've at least been on the outskirts of the town and known sort of the size and population of it for several weeks at least.
Where's the pit fighting ring? Is that in the main city or is it in the outskirts?
Sure. Let me think about which. There's more than one pit fighting ring.
Oh.
Tell me more what you're talking about.
The one I was fighting in.
Oops, accidentally. Dang it. I was trying to zoom out and it closed me out of the game. Zoom out on the trackpad and going back are similar buttons. Okay. There's one downtown. Silk, tell me more about your experience in the fighting pit. I've forgotten right now.
It's the one that I had gotten involved in when I first got to the mainland over in the outskirts of town when I had worked that out with the city guard guy who had explained to me that was a way I could get some money for somebody who had obvious fighting prowess. But I thought that was in with the port town and not here in the main city.
The city is the port town. It basically is the port town. It's the coast is, I don't know how to describe this. The ocean's to the north.
Yeah, I get it. It's made of water.
The rivers are flowing to the north, and the river flows through this town and dumps into the sea, and there's a port. So this town has a port in it. Maybe I should. So you've been to the port before, so I should open that up on the map a little bit and let you pan around and see where that is.
Yeah, if I've been to the city anywhere, could you show me where I've been?
Well, I don't know where all you've been, and you've probably forgotten a lot
okay.
where you don't have it in map. But I'll
Oh, yeah,
open
yeah.
up enough of the port for you to know where you landed at one time.
Very good.
Um,
And wherever
Yeah,
the pit or the fighting pit whichever one would have been closest to the place where Solid and I were staying is the one that I would be familiar
oh,
with.
Solid was staying there. The Dwarven bunker.
Yes, the Dwarven.
The Dwarven bunker. I have a separate side map of that, but I don't know that I've necessarily placed it on the map. But I'll show you where the port is. I'll show you where the gladiators' place is, and
Okay.
then we will find out where the Dwarven bunker is. So we're doing some collective world building here, and all right, okay. The gladiators. So it's going to ping everybody. So there's the gladiator. That's the main gladiatorial arena.
Okay.
You might have had to add some sub fights at a smaller tent one outside the city to, be able to get a gig at this main one here in town. So
Sure.
I don't know if your ones were at this main gig or at a
Oh, no.
unsanctioned ones at a tent outside of town or like at a gym.
Oh, yeah, no, because remember, I'm trying to stay below the radar. So
Yeah.
unsanctioned fights, that kind of stuff like that is the way to go for me. I don't want to draw any.
So you would not have been in the Thunderdome place.
No, because
Okay.
I mean, and I still fight with the mask. So I'm really mindful of the fact that there's people still trying to kill me and get the pearls so they can establish the legitimacy of their rule.
You most likely fought in a pop-up one. There is a map of one out to the west of town that's like more like on the previous map we were on, but if it was within the city, it was probably like a pop-up in the street somewhere.
Okay.
Aren't you
Very good.
fighting with like a mask on or something?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you even know about that huge gladiatorial Thunderdome then. That sounds like that's someplace you avoided.
I would know of it because people would have told me about its existence and, oh, you should definitely go fight there. There's so much more money and fame, blah, blah, blah. And I would have,
All right.
disseminated from that.
All right. Let me take you up to the ports where you came into town.
Dissembled.
Up here are the ports
Whatever.
where you entered the town, probably.
All right. Very good.
There are actually many more docks than that, but that's a little sampling of them and where the ocean and the river meet.
I actually did dodge that sea monster coming into port. It was
Yeah. That sea monster's kind of a, here be dragons kind of a symbol thing. Okay. Here you guys
in
are.
my outrigger canoe.
It's amazing you're only first level considering all the sea monsters you probably fought in that canoe on the way down here.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, you must have. Maybe you were higher level when you were king and you got drained of levels from some monsters. I don't know.
I fought a white.
Yeah, that's right. They energy drain, so that's levels in this. Okay, so you guys find yourself wandering the city late at night, block
Camera's
after
off,
block.
by the way.
What, by the way?
Your camera is off.
Oh, really? 'Cause
Everybody's
it's not-
camera's off. Well, no,
Okay.
just you two. Ku and
Okay.
Gold have both gone black. That means they're
That,
never
that
coming
happened
back.
after
Oh,
it
Ku's
force
back.
logged me out.
I'm
Okay.
back. I had
Maybe
to
I'll-
reconnect.
Okay, let me do reconnect too then.
I see about half a Chris.
Oh, everybody's popping back up for me. So am I back up for anyone?
Yep, you're back up.
now.
Okay. So is Jesse and Chris and Ku. The only people I can't see is Lex.
Chris is just laid back, looking like he's about to fall asleep. All
You can't see
comfortable.
Lex.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. He needs
Chill
to
You just
be
look real
dog.
comfortable.
I'm relaxing.
All right. Basically, some kind of while you guys wander aimlessly in the night. Let me think. Oh, you're making me think so hard because you guys are missing so much stuff. What kind of more checks can you do? Can you be any more obstinate and purposely?
Well,
miss
where does
things?
everyone want to go in the middle of the night? Are you guys like tired, or like?
Okay.
I was looking for some place to go and continue our drinking adventures.
I thought you were.
Down
So,
with the-
Ah, okay. So
So,
you
are
want
you-
to find somewhere to drink? I know a good place, she says. Not that I frequent it, of course, being a simple priest. But down by the docks, there's a particularly, what's the word I'm looking for? Rustic inn. I'm sure you'd appreciate the alcohol there. It's imported from many places. Here, follow me. Come. And she just kind of starts walking towards the docks.
those are to the north. I can tell.
See.
Yes. So I'm going to take the party to the roughest, scummiest, hard-boiled tavern that I know about in the city. That's got some proper drinks and proper patrons in it.
A rough and tumble sort of place.
Let me find the. So, it would make sense for that to be by the docks, but I think all the docks are adjacent to locations downtown, which is a little ritzy. Except for one's kind of like across the river. In the United States, one would talk about like East St. Louis, which is in Illinois, like across the river. I don't know what a British equivalent is, but there's some bad places on the east side of town, but those are all the way through the downtown and all the way to the other side of town, so way far away.
There's got to be like a rough sailor's tavern, somewhere that the workers would just jump straight into. That's like, we'll head there.
Yep, there does. Looking for the proper block. It's just that several of these blocks up here are rather ritzy. They're just designated that way. Let me see. You want the most rough and tumble one, huh? Yeah, that's gonna be down here. It's not by it's near the river, but it's not really by the ocean docks because it's just too high rent down up there, Lex. So it's actually gonna be south rather than north.
Okay.
I'll open up a whole I don't want to say a block for you, but part of a city block that would be a likely area for what you're talking about. All right. First, I'll ping you to your target area, Lex. This is where you're trying to go, and you're currently here, so you'll want to go south and east.
Okay.
When Koo comes back, find out if they concur, and we'll travel along with you. Chris probably come along. Everyone else come along. Lex token the way. Here again, you can possibly label some more of the buildings along your way here if you want to, or just ask if so-and-so is there, or otherwise you just pass, people's laundry hung out to dry, laundromats, discotheques, intersections, cops, taxis, Ubers, long roads, gaslight lamps, the smell of smoke and sewage.
Boy, that's delicious.
Lex, as you come down here into, you might notice the building color change to the south of you there.
Mm-hmm.
The neighborhoods get dodgier, the houses get smaller and more tightly packed.
Okay, cool. Continue on.
It's near the Chunder Dome.
Try not to make too much noise. I'm streaming. Yeah, I know. I was going to grab her in a second. Yeah,
the
just
smell of the river.
And
the smell of the river grows stronger as you go this way, and there are many sailors about. They've walked the few blocks from where their boats are docked at the edge of the ocean, up here to this sort of a riverside cliff area that it's near the downtown, and it has some seedier places.